Hello and welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today I'm going to be doing my April wrap up. So yeah, another month and we're in spring, warm weather, and everything is blossoming outside. So I'm in the best of mood because of that. So I read 7 books and they are all by different genres. We're talking psychological thriller, high fantasy, romance, contemporary. So I was having a good month. And also, 7 books is a good book, especially since I did start writing a new project. So, I'm able to balance it out and enjoy these reads. So I did most of these books, a review of them in my weekly reading vlogs. So if you haven't checked those out, please do, and I will definitely link those in the description bar. So the first book that I want to talk about is The Last Wonder Woman, and this is by Kei Miller, which is a Caribbean author. So he fulfilled one of my goals, which is to read at least 1 or 2 Caribbean authors. So this is the first of 3 that I read this month. And this is a story about a woman who was born in a leopard colony in Jamaica, and her story, she's telling the story now older, and how she went from born in the leopard colony to ending up in a mental institution in England. And the beginning of the story was, it was very, very interesting. I was immediately swept into the story, where because it talks about her mother and how she got there, and as well as the woman who ended up raising her. And I was completely into the book. Towards the end, it becomes more of what is a Wonder Woman, and her struggles once she got into a religious group. And that part of the story, it didn't give me the thrill that I had in the beginning. But overall, it brought up a lot of question about the male figure that came into her life. Even early on in the story, the male figures and the struggles that she had, and her gift, and the good and the bad about her gift. And so it was interesting. It's definitely a very magical realism story, thought-provoking at times. So I do recommend it, even though I think I gave it a 3 stars, but it's still a good read. The next book that I also did a review on is One is Enough, and this is by Flora Wapa. And this one, I really enjoyed this one. This is a story about a woman, and she is married for quite a few years to her husband and was unable to give him a child. And you have the Midland mother-in-law who convinced him that he needs to get another wife. In this case, it's believed he already had fathered some children, but there's a little question mark on that. And she, decided to get a life together, because how she got out of that marriage was also very dramatic. So she moved to a bigger city in Nigeria and decided she wanted to have a business and be successful, but she still also wants to be a mother, because it defines her, especially in that culture where it's believed you need to be a mother in order to be a woman and feel like a woman. This story is juicy. It has some very thoughtful provoking moments where I'm like thinking like the how much of a impact that is to be a mother, and if you're not, what does that say about you? I did a really full review on this. I'm going to link the video where I talk more about this book. So my first romance is from Kennedy Ryan, and I've never read anything from her, so I was very much happy that I was able to read her first book. And then of course I talked about in my reading vlog that I met her once and actually didn't remember, but she did this series that I love. It's a hoop series, and these are athletes and complicated relationship. So in Long Shot, I was completely drawn back by how different this was. It is a very trigger warning story that deals with some tough subjects, and completely swept me in. I felt so emotional reading the story. I was rooting for the characters and how they're able to get through it. It is a story that is had a bit of a love triangle, but not necessarily the typical love triangle, because this is one where a woman was in a dangerous situation and needed to get out of that situation, and how it was done. It dealt with a woman's role in a domestic abuse situation and her fight to get out. So I really, really enjoyed it. I thought she really did a good job where she talks about it in a way where you got why some women would stay, um, in the danger of staying, as well as the stigma of women who are with athletes. And it's such a labeling situation for the women, and sometimes the men are so glorified that you don't see the monster. And I thought that was amazing how she did that story. I also read the second book in the series. These are all standalone. You don't have to read them all, but it's just the characters are all similar, all are in each stories. And the second one didn't give me that. It also has a bit of a love triangle situation, but I was so annoyed with the main female character, and I do understand that the choices that she had to make, but there were moments where I just want to choke her. I just was not. I just was frustrated with her, and so I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. So it was more of a okay kind of second novel. So then I also read The Silent Patient, and this is a debut novel by Alex Michaelid, and oh my God, this is a good psychological thriller. It had the suspense, it had um, the fast pace that you need, and the adventurous aspect where as you turn the pages, you're wondering what next, what next, what next. And when you do realize what really happened in the story, you're going to be surprised, for the most part. Not necessarily who did it, but more like how they unfolded. I did also a review on this, so I will link it in the description bar. But this is about a woman who is found bloodied in a corner where her husband was murdered, and she was being accused of the murder, but she is completely in this mental state where she's not talking. And this went on for years, and we have this psychotherapist who felt like he could break her and get her to talk and tell what happened. But as you're reading it, you're realizing that there are some intentions and things that is not what it seems in the story. But it is a great debut novel. I thought he did a good job, and I was really, really into this one. The next book I want to talk about is, of course, the long read of Black Leopard Red Wolf by Marlon James. And again, this is one of those I think you should definitely watch my review, because I touched on not just the book itself, but the issues around the book and the publication of the book. And I enjoy this. It is a tough read, but it's also adventurous. It's fun. It's gritty and raw, and it has moments where I had to pause and relax a little before I go to the next section. I took an entire month to read this because I knew I needed to really absorb the story and really follow it and not feel like I need to rush it. And that gave me a different take on it and made me even enjoy it even more because I was in the world longer. So I am going to definitely tell you, read the review, watch the review that I did. Especially if you're interested in reading this, or if you've read it, watch the review. So yeah. And then the last book I picked up, I just finished it today, and I initially was gonna read another romance novel, and I was all into it, and then I decided to just take a pause because I don't know, for some reason I said I'm gonna read this. And after reading this, I definitely need to go back to read some romance novel, because this book gave me mixed feeling. It's not a happy book. It's definitely a book that made me had some thoughtful provoking moments where I'm like, the things you do for your children. And that is The Golden Child by Claire Adam. And this is the third book, because of course Marlon Jabe is Jamaican. So this one is, the author is Trinidadian and the story took place in Trinidad. So it's the third of the Caribbean, that goes my Caribbean author series. And this is a family drama. You know, we have this family who they have a set of twin boys, and one is believed to be very gifted and smart, and the other one is labeled with the typical Caribbean behavior of parents who are quick to call their kids, you know, either you're retarded, you're stupid, or you're foo-foo. And he is attached somewhat to his brother, where is they want the same opportunity for both of them. You know, if they had to go to the same school, they had to do the same thing. And this particular boy, he's not retarded. You know, it's just he doesn't have the same smart chops as his brother. His brother is very academic and smart in terms of school. But at the same time, they want them to be the same. You know, they're born together, so they should be the same. That kind of behavior of the parents. But they also have a tough decision that they had to make in the book, where something happened and one of the twin is missing, and it is the twin that they don't think is smart. So he is not the golden child as they would look at it, because so the decision they had to make, it is very much, I had moments where I thought about it and I'm thinking, oh, that is just so wrong of a parent. And then there's moments where I thought about it and I said, but it probably wouldn't have been a different outcome. This book it's a little tough one. In the beginning, I wasn't into it as much. It took a while for me to really like start enjoying it and getting the story. And I would say the first half is okay. The second half is very good. And this is why I gave it like a 3.5, because of the first half. It wasn't grabbing me that much. But this dealt with tough parenting decision, and I can see some parents really not happy with the decision the parents make in this. And then I can also see where, man, that it was a tough decision that the parent made. And I don't think a lot of parents would make that decision. I don't see that happening, having to pick and decide the fate of one child over another. Yeah, this one was tough, guys. This one was tough. And I really think, you know, these Caribbean authors are like not, you know, being realistic in some case. I was frustrated with the idea of they constantly, especially in front of the child, you know, being, you know, the child is retarded, or and that's realistic. You know, growing up, there are parents who do that. There's a lot of kids that didn't get the help, or the you know, these, where you call, they maybe need a few extra help with tutoring and extra time with teachers. They didn't get that. They're just automatically labeled as, you know, them dumb, them stupid, or, you know, in Jamaica, you're foo-foo. So that part, you know, really pissed me off, but it was realistic. So yeah, this one, yeah, yeah. But if you've read that or any other book, please let me know how you liked it. What you thought, especially this one. What did you think? If you've read this, what do you think about the parents? Well, mostly so the father's decision. What do you think? So that is it for now. I am gonna try and get some romance next, and stay tuned for the next video where I'm gonna be doing my keto result for the month. So I'm excited about getting on scale tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.